Hey everybody! Give you a few minutes to have time to Facebook to send out the notification. Y'all come on into my kitchen with me. We're just getting started. I got a head of cauliflower here. We're going to try to make something. We're going to try to make something today, y'all. We're going to try to make some low carb. Boy, that knife is sharp. I just barely touched that thing. I'm just cutting these old stalks off of here so we can get down to the cauliflower. How's everybody doing? How y'all like this apron? Somebody sent me this, so I thought I better get it on today and tomorrow. I've already wore it a time or two, but I thought I better get it on today. We're going to attempt, y'all, to make something that looks like potato salad, but we are going to make it with cauliflower. I'm not a big cauliflower fan, but I've been eating it. I can eat it cooked. Tony likes it anyway. He can get it. But I'll try to cut this off of here. Trying to cut this stalk off of here. I'll give y'all time to jump on. Oh yeah, y'all, ain't that funny? Everybody said they seen on Facebook that I got married today. I was trying to update my Facebook, my page. My page has like an about section. So it said, you know, are you married or single? So I clicked married. And next thing I know, Facebook posted that I got married today. So I'm sure a lot of people was confused. But I thought it was funny. I was going to take it down, but so many people had already commented. I figured I'd leave it on there. Okay, now I'm going to cut all this cauliflower, but I'm going to cut them big pieces, I think, about in half. Like, well, I might have to cut them in another piece. And I'm just going to throw them over here in this pan right here, because I'm going to wash it, and then we're going to put it in the steamer. So we're just going to cut it up a little bit. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, everybody was, some people thought I got hacked. I wrote in the comments, no, I didn't get hacked. I was just trying to update my profile. Yeah, but it was good for a laugh, y'all. Anyhow, we're going to cut this cauliflower up, and I'm going to steam it. I don't know how small of pieces we want. I've never made this. Have y'all ever made this? Comment and let me know if you ever made the cauliflower that looks like potato salad. Cutting all this off here first, then we'll cut it up and put it in this steamer. I'm going to rinse it off over here. Get all this off. This is kind of easier than what it looks like, y'all. But then we're going to try to make some, while this is cooking, we're going to make some meatloaf patties in the air fryer. Some people wanted me to try to do that. But I'm going to get this on to cook because you got to steam this up. And then you got to let this cool. And this said let it cool a couple hours. Well, we don't got a couple hours, so we're just going to throw it in the refrigerator and let it cool off. And then we'll be good to go. I asked Tony, I said, well, what kind of potato salad do you want? Do you want me to make like I normally would with just, he don't know what goes in potato salad, y'all, but I said, you know, with just the mayonnaise and mustard and like dill pickles is what we usually put in ours. He said, oh, I like bacon and cheddar cheese in it too. So I guess we're just going to throw that in there too. Now, I already got the water boiling behind me to steam this stuff. Alright, I'm going to put this over in the sink here. We're done with the chopping, I think. Well, no, I better get that back. We got to chop some onion and stuff. Because he loves onion. He said, well, you're going to put onion in it, ain't you? Yeah, I'm going to put onion in it, Big Daddy. That's what you like. Alright. So I'm going to rinse this off. It didn't really make a whole lot. That's all it's going to make, but it's just enough for him for supper. Alright, I got it rinsed off. We're going to stick it in this steamer, and I'm going to say about 5 minutes. I'm going to put the timer on about 5 minutes. Alright, and in the meantime, while that's cooking, we're going to get the air fryer over here. I'm going to show y'all my cookbook. In case y'all don't know, I got a cookbook. A lot of people don't know, so there's the cookbook. You can send me a message if you want to know how to get one. Alright, we're going to move this out of the way. I'm going to grab the air fryer. I think I'm going to do kind of a different kind of recipe today. So we got two things going on today. We're going to do the cauliflower potato salad, and we are going to do meatloaf, but I'm just going to do it in patties because it cooks a lot faster, and we're going to do that in the air fryer here. That way all the grease. One bad thing about cooking, making a meatloaf is when you make it in a loaf pan, it takes about an hour to cook that stuff. It takes a long time. And the grease just all stays right in there in the pan too. So I found if you just make it out in little patties and put it in something like this, then it cooks a lot faster and gets the grease right out of it, and you're good to go. Alright, I got a jar of salsa here. We're going to be using salsa because we're taking some shortcuts on this. Alright, I got eggs boiling over there because we're going to put some eggs in our potato salad. So we got two things going on. Just hang with me here. Hang on just a minute. Let me see if Tony ate all them. Alright, let's see here what we need. We're going to have a bowl. Mix our stuff up in. Alright, we got our bowl here. We got our cauliflower steaming here. I'm going to grab the hamburger. And I'm going to put, I was just going to do two things. Hamburger or ground beef. I call it the same thing. If I say hamburger, I mean ground beef. Okay, take about a pound, pound and a half of ground beef. And normally I take that and a jar of salsa. Your salsa has your tomato sauce in it. It has your salt, your pepper. It's got onions chopped up in it already. It's got the garlic powder. We can look at the ingredients. It's got tomatoes, onions, salt, garlic. So it's got all that right in there. So that's going to be one shortcut. And if you want to do low carb, you could stop right there. Ground beef and salsa. Mix those two things together and you're good to go. You're done. But today I got some different recipe to try. So we're going to try this different thing. It's still going to be low carb, but it's going to be a little bit different. Alright, I don't know how much hamburger's here, but whatever's left in this pack, and there I go calling it hamburger again. Somebody sent me a note and said, didn't I know the difference? That's ground beef. But you know, where I come from, West Virginia, we just call it a hamburger. You know, get a pack of hamburger when you go to the store. We don't say ground beef. But anyhow, there's that. I'm going to get me a spurtle over here. Kind of start breaking that up a little bit. And then we're going to put this jar of salsa in there for sure. I usually just put the whole jar in. We might do that, then make it good and moist. Well, okay, another thing we can do is put, we're going to put an egg. And I have these pork rinds. Now, I thought I had plain pork rinds, but these are salt and pepper. So, I was going to put salt and pepper in here anyway. Alright, let me check out this cauliflower. Let's see if it's tender. Maybe just a hair longer on that cauliflower. Alright, about the pork rinds. I'm going to use a cup of pork rinds. That's going to give it a little bit of breading mix, but it's not going to add any carbs to your meal. So I'm going to get my chopper and chop them up right here. Y'all, so this is about a cup, so we're just going to go ahead and put some in here. And I'm going to take this little chopper here and just try to smash them down a little bit. And this is going to give us a little bit of breading, like instead of using breadcrumbs. You can use, I call them pig skins. I guess they're pork skins, pork rinds. People call them a lot of different names. Alright. So that's pretty good right there. I guess that's probably about a cup. So we're gonna pour them in there. Actually, we could put a few more probably. You won't be able to taste these when they're in there. But like I said, it's just going to give it a little bit more consistency. Alright, they're flying all out all over the counter, y'all. I like pork rinds too. Like I said, I don't think you're going to be able to taste them much in here. Alright, we're going to put them in our bowl. Now we need an egg. I'm just going to throw an egg up in the mix. Throw that shell right over there. And I'm going to go ahead and start mixing this. This is our ground beef, our pork rinds, 1 egg, And then we're going to put the salsa, and I'm going to put some grated Parmesan cheese in here because that's another thing. On low carb, you're allowed to have cheese. So we're going to put probably about a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Let me find that here. All right, half a cup of just Parmesan cheese. We're just putting a lot of extras in here today. I don't normally put all this extra in, but we're going to see if this is going to make us, what kind of a thing this is going to make us. I probably should have put it up in the mixer. Then I could have mixed it all and not even had to mix this stuff. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and put this jar of salsa in here. Now, I'm not going to put any garlic or onion powder because I think enough of that is in all this stuff we're already putting in there. In fact, I'm just going to put this whole jar of salsa. Now, that's got your onions in it. It's got your peppers in it. It's got your tomatoes. It's got garlic and onion powder. We're just going to put all that up in there. And then try to mix it up here. And then I'm going to check I think my cauliflower is going to be about done, y'all. Let me check this cauliflower. Oh yeah, it's done. So I'm going to pull this cauliflower out. And actually, I'm going to lay it over here on a sheet. I'm just going to dump it right out on this pan right here because I need it to cool off real quick. So it's drained. Let me move this out of the way. Turn that off. And this pan is kind of cool, so we're going to spread this cauliflower out. And we need this to start cooling off. So while it's still real hot, I'm just going to set it over here on the counter. And then when it cools off, I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator. Since we're in a hurry to get all this done. Alright, so here we go. We got to get this mixed up. And you could use your hands if you want. I'm trying not to get mine all yucky here for a minute. In fact, I got these little handles, these little food gloves. I'm going to put them on since I'm doing all this different stuff in here. Touch this hamburger. So that's basically it. Let's go ahead and, I'm going to grab the little shelves out of here. And we're going to go ahead and preheat that thing while I'm making these things up. So that was it on this. You could put some, if you want anything else in your meatloaf, I don't know what else. Oh, somebody said run cold water over that. That's a good idea. I should have done that. Let me do that real quick. And that'll help cool that down too. Let me just do that real fast. I didn't think about that, y'all. let me just pour it here in my strainer. That cooled that stuff down real quick. Good thing I looked at the comments. Y'all told me to run cool water over it. So I did that. Alright, now this looks like a lot of stuff mixed up here. It's going to make a lot of meatloaf patties. I probably shouldn't have used all that hamburger, but well, we'll be having meatloaf sandwiches, I guess. Alright. I'm just going to grab up some. Well, actually, I'm gonna mix it a little bit better with my hands. Since I put these gloves on, whew, the gloves want to fly off, y'all. Now, I didn't put onions or peppers because there were so many of them inside that. Inside the salsa, but you can add anything else you want to. Alright, I can't hardly keep these gloves on, y'all. They want to fall all over the place. Okay, now we're just going to get some up and make a little patty here. I don't want it too big a patty. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I want to get them things for my air fryer. But I forgot them little things, y'all. I just bought them. I bought this pack of 200 air fryer sheets. So it's parchment paper. So we are definitely going to be using that. And I'm going to put one on each one of these. And that makes cleanup real easy. Alright, here we go now. I'll get my patty back out here. I probably can fit about 4 patties on each one of these. Try to make them about the same size so they cook about the same speed. That's what you want to try to do when you're cooking something with patties. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what kind of gloves these are, y'all. They're supposed to be food gloves. I need the kind that like stick to your hands. These are kind of crazy. They come. I'm gonna have to get me some gloves for the kitchen. All right. There's 4 of them. I'm just gonna set that right there for a minute, and I'm gonna do 4 more here. On this one. Alright, here we go. If y'all like meatloaf, this is a quick, easy way to do you a meatloaf. To where you don't got to bake it for an hour. And they can be individual servings, and the grease is going to fall off of this into our thing. Now I'm just going to put this, all this is going to fit right now. So I'm going to set this back over here in the fridge. We're just going to make these 8 right now, and I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm going to put 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. It's at 350. Let's see. I'm going to put it at 350 for 15 minutes. And halfway through, it's going to beep and alarm me. And that way I can rotate the things. Now we'll turn the light on and we're going to look at them from time to time to see what they're doing, because I haven't made them in this machine yet. Alright, back to the cauliflower. I got eggs over here boiling. I'm going to turn these eggs off. I boiled me some eggs because I want to put a couple. I'm going to probably put 2 eggs in that, 2 hard-boiled eggs. So let me scoop these out over here. Alright, I grabbed 2 eggs. I'm going to peel this off of them. They are really hot, y'all. Now when I boil my eggs, I always put a little bit of baking soda, just a hint of baking soda in the pan, because these are fresh eggs, and fresh eggs are very hard to peel. So if you put that baking soda in there, it makes them easy to peel. Now, oh, these are hot, so it's hard for me to grab it right now. Might have to run this under some cold water again. But anyhow, they'll peel right off, even though it's a fresh egg. Alright, let me put them over there. And I'm going to wash my hands here. We're going to get all the stuff ready for our cauliflower potato salad. So right here is going to be the bowl for a potato salad. We're going to put 2 hard-boiled eggs in there. So let me grab a little knife here. I'm just going to slice these and let this start cooling, because these eggs are hot. We're just going to dice them eggs up in there, let them cool off a little bit. So I just took them out. And we can actually use this little thing. All it had on it was pork rinds. So I'm just going to chop up them eggs, so I don't have to keep dirtying things up. Alright, there's our 2 eggs. We need about 6 slices of bacon. So I'm going to use some bacon bits. I'm taking a shortcut on that tonight. Alright, let me check and see this cauliflower cooled off. Yeah, that cauliflower is nice and cool. I don't know why they said put it in the refrigerator and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so in this here, we're going to need some bacon bits. So I just have this little jar of bacon bits. I'm just going to put some in there. This is like real bacon bits. So this is like real little pieces of bacon. Probably about that much. The recipe said 6 slices. That's not 6 slices, but it looked fine to me. Alright. And then we're going to need some shredded cheddar cheese, 1/4 cup of onion. So I'm going to put this, I got a red onion here, y'all, and he loves red onion. So We are going to slice a piece of this red onion off tonight for him. And put that in there. Alright, let me take that off, that off. And I'm going to slice this up in little pieces. He's getting some red fancy onion tonight. Alright. Y'all still with me here? It's going faster than I thought it was going to go. Alright, we're going to put the onion in. He likes it kind of chunky, so it doesn't matter how much I put in. That's one slice. I think that's probably going to be enough. We'll set that over there and see. See. It says, now sometimes it says fresh dill. I don't have any dill. I usually put dill pickles in. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. So we need some yellow mustard. We need some salt and pepper. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of salt and pepper in here. There's the pepper. Here's the salt. Alright, that's salt and pepper. Now we just got to have the mustard, the mayonnaise, and the shredded cheese. So let me grab some cheese. This says about, how much cheese? About a half a cup. So we're just going to sprinkle some in there for right now, like that. Okay, the air fryer is beeping, so that tells me that it's halfway through the cycle. So we're going to go ahead and just rotate them. We're going to rotate these shelves. They ain't hardly even started cooking yet. It's just been in there 7 minutes. So we're going to rotate them and do them and carry on with them. Alright, now back to this, y'all. We are going to put in a squeeze of mustard. And let's see, it says about a tablespoon, but I'll do about that much. And then it says how much mayonnaise? About a third a cup. Well, I don't know how much a third a cup is, but that don't look like that's going to do much. We're going to put a little bit more of that in there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and mix all this up. Kind of get it creamy like you would. Now normally I would put eggs and this is some chunky stuff here. This is just not making that much. I'm used to making a great big thing of potato salad, y'all. Okay, let's put our cauliflower in. Here's our cauliflower, and it's cooled off. Put that in. Then we're going to mix this up here. And that cauliflower was still a little bit wet. I probably should have dried it more, but he don't care. He's going to eat this anyways. So then you got to put it in the refrigerator and let it get cold and let it set up. I might throw a little bit, what do I do with them bacon bits? I'm going to throw a little bit more bacon bits in here. In fact, I'm going to put, whoop, there's a little thing coating it. I'm going to put all them bacon bits in there because they just don't look like much to me. He likes the cheese and he likes the bacon bits. So we're probably going to put a little bit more cheese, because I think it said a half, let's see how much. Yeah, half a cup of cheese. I didn't put that much cheese, so we're going to put a little bit more cheese to flavor it up there. Now I'm going to spread this around. Y'all, it looks really good. And I don't even eat potato salad. So we're going to have to let him taste this. Well, I might could take a little taste. I like everything that's in here. Oh, I don't like onion. Ugh, I forgot about that onion. Well, let me just take one little piece here that hopefully does not have a piece of onion on it. I don't know if it tastes like potato salad, but it tastes good. The cauliflower is real tender. Let me get another piece of, let me get a piece of cauliflower here without an onion. Y'all know I don't want no onion. That's good, y'all. If it didn't have onion in it, I could really eat this as a side dish. I ain't even kidding you. Let me wash my hands real quick. So this is a good side dish for diabetics, because you get that same flavor and taste. Let me see if I can show it to y'all without it sliding out of my bowl. Can you see that? Y'all, that is good. Now I'm going to put it in a smaller bowl. I'm going to put it in a smaller bowl, and I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator, because when all that gets cold, it's going to be good. I think he's really going to be surprised on this dish. And I'm going to keep saving all these good dishes, because I'm trying to help myself, help him, and help other diabetics. So, if you're missing potato salad, this is a variation you can do. Very simple and easy. Didn't take me that long to do it, y'all. And it does look, if people didn't know, they would think that's potato salad. So let me put a piece of saran wrap up over here. So I'm very pleased with this dish, and this will be a recipe in my next cookbook. Just kidding. I am keeping all these recipes that I'm making. Oh, I forgot celery. Let me see if it's called for celery in this one. I don't normally put celery in potato salad, but you can. Anything it would just give it a little bit more crunch, that would be good. Let me put this back in the fridge. And I know, I don't think, we normally don't eat meatloaf with potato salad, but it was just two things that I wanted to try. So we're doing it tonight at the same time. Yeah, let me see here. That's cauliflower salad was 1 large head of cauliflower, 6 slices of bacon, 2 hard-boiled eggs diced up, half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of chopped red onion, a tablespoon of fresh dill, which I didn't have, yellow mustard, salt, and pepper. So that turned out very good, and I'm so happy with that. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to slide this around. Let me put this stuff I've already used up while that's coming out. All right, now we're going to see what this is doing. Let me turn the light back on. I'm not sure how long I normally cook these. I'm going to say This is going to be 15 minutes. I'm going to say it's probably going to take 20 or 25 minutes in an air fryer. Yeah, well, I didn't have any kind of dill. Let me see if I have any dill season. Oh, actually I do, y'all. Look here. All-purpose dill mix. Y'all think I could sprinkle that on there and it would be good? Y'all let me know. This dill mix says it has dill weed, garlic, onion, herbs, and it's dehydrated. So you think I should sprinkle that dill mix on there? All right, let's swap these things around again. They are cooking. I'm just going to lay them right here on this thing. And actually, I'm going to, while I got this open, I'm going to dump this juice. All that grease has come out. So I want to keep my air fryer clean. All right, I'm going to slide this one down. They're looking good, y'all. I don't know if I need to flip them or not. Maybe so. Let me see where my little flipper is. I'm thinking I might need to just flip these things over. So that way I like a meatloaf to be kind of crusty on the outside, and then I like to put ketchup on mine and put it back in the oven and get it all crusty ketchy. But pick this back up. I'm going to slide this one up on top. I'm going to bring this one out to the cutting board here. And I'm going to flip that around. And I'm going to flip these over. All right, let me pick this back up. Put this back in. And I'm going to set them again at 350 for 15 minutes. Let me just rinse this off of my cutting board here. All right, so we're probably going to have a salad with this tonight. We've been trying to eat a lot of salads while we're doing our low carb. I know some of y'all are on this journey with us. Okay, celery seed while you're looking in the cupboard. Let me see if I have any of that, y'all. I got so many seasonings, I don't know half of these things is for. Let me see. Celery. I got a bunch of seasonings, y'all. Sometimes I buy them for a specific recipe. Yep, celery seed. Did somebody say celery seed? I got celery seed and I got dill mix. Let me grab that back out of the refrigerator and then y'all tell me what's it going to be here. All right. So y'all are saying, let me make sure this right. Yes, I use celery seed. Yes, put it in. Brooke's saying put it in. All right, all-purpose dill mix. I'm going to put a shake of this in. Yes for both. Okay. Oh, y'all, this is brand new. I ain't even used it. Look at there. So I have no idea why I bought dill mix. It's from Pampered Chef. I guess I just wanted to do it. All right. Put a little shake of that in there. But hang on. It says my phone's about to die. So let me grab a cord. I can plug it in. I don't want this thing to cut y'all off right in the middle till we see what this turns out to be like. All right, just let me plug my phone in here. Oh yeah, I was down to 15%. Okay, that's a little bit of that. And then a little bit of the celery seed. All right, we got both of them now. I'm going to just get a spoon. Stir this up. Boy, it looks good. Like I said, it looks good, and I don't eat. If it didn't have the onions, I'd probably eat this. I'm going to have to make me some with no onions. But I don't eat potato salad, but this actually tastes pretty good. Alright, we got that stirred up. Put this back in the refrigerator, and then I can look at y'all's comments. Your comments. Let me put this back up in there. Alright, put this back away. That back away. Alright, while we're on here, somebody Google and say, how long does it take to make meatloaf patties in the air fryer? Right now, we've just made, oh, somebody wanted me to taste that. I done put it back up, y'all. But anyhow, meatloaf patties, it's been in there, they've been in 15 minutes already. So, I used to not eat anything that had mayonnaise in it. But as I've gotten older, I like mayonnaise now, and I've been branching out and eating some stuff with mayonnaise. Alright, so, let me see, look at the context. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next time. I thought using a whole head of cauliflower was going to make a lot, but I mean, that's like one dish for Tony. He'll eat that whole bowl at one sitting. And he'll be glad to have it because he's hungry. He's out there now, y'all, in the garden. He's burning off the garden. His mom got him a blowtorch for his birthday coming up, and she went ahead and gave it to him because she knows he needs to burn that garden off because he couldn't get it to burn. So we're cooking these at 350 degrees. It's saying 27 minutes in the air fryer for a patty. Okay, I didn't have potatoes. There's no potatoes in our potato salad. It's cauliflower potato salad. So it's made to look like potato salad. It has everything in it that potato salad would have in it. But it's actually cauliflower that I steamed. And I got the cauliflower tender. Okay, some people saying there's no potatoes in there at all. It's just cauliflower. We got 9. Let me turn this light on and see what these things are doing. It's almost time to switch them again. Meatloaf takes a long time, y'all. When you do a loaf of meatloaf, sometimes it takes an hour and a half. Okay, somebody said they sent me a hack on the boiled eggs. Boiled eggs, fresh eggs and eggs out of the store are totally two different scenarios. Fresh eggs are the hardest eggs to peel, and they do not peel. And the hack that I did today is I put just a little pinch of baking soda in there, and the shells fall right off. But don't put too much, or your eggs will kind of be blown out when you do them. All you have to do is just a little tiny drop in there, and it makes your eggs peel, because fresh eggs do not peel. I have made them in the Instapot, but to me it's just easier to just throw them right here on the stove while I'm standing here. Okay, this thing is beeping again. That means it's halfway through. Let's take it out and see what's it looking like now. They're looking more done. The top ones. See now, can you tell a difference? The bottom ones, these are not done yet. You can tell that on top. So they need to go up on top and switch places. put these on the bottom. And let's finish out this. When this goes by, it'll be in there 30 minutes. So that's probably going to do it for them. Let me wrap this red onion up while we're standing here talking, y'all. I ain't got so much to clean up when I get off the camera. Okay, it says 35 minutes. The cauliflower, I just, chopped it all up in bite-sized pieces, and I put it in a steamer. I just cooked it on top of the stove in the steamer. All right, let me put this bowl back here. All right, I can look at some comments now for a minute. Wondered if you could use frozen cauliflower. I would think so, just so it's already cooked cauliflower and then let it cool off. Somebody said, what's in the box next to the stove? That box has been sitting back there, y'all, since January. Can you believe that? Let me show it to you. I got this at my Pampered Chef party. It's a prep set. It's got the batteries, the mixer, the little mixer that goes down there, and then like the food processor thing. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, but I got good intentions. I got to figure out, first of all, I got to figure out some recipes to use what I'm going to do it with. And I think I'm getting ready to make some cauliflower pizza crust. I posted a video the other day, y'all, how to make a cauliflower pizza crust. And what I want to do is get some cauliflower and run it all through that food processor real quick and make a lot of them at one time. And put them in the freezer. Because they told me that you could put those in the freezer, take them out. Because when you're eating a pizza, you just want something quick. You can grab one of them cauliflower pizza crusts out and you're good to go. You just slap you some toppings up on it and it's good. It's already baked. So we want to do that and put some in the freezer for ahead of time. Now, if you buy a cauliflower pizza crust at the store, it's got a lot of carbs in it, y'all. They put stuff up in that. Costco had some cauliflower pizza crust, but it had like 22 carbs in a serving or something, and that's too many because we tend to eat more than one serving, if you know what I mean. The chopper that I was using to chop up, it's just this little, it's a stainless steel chopper. And it's good to chop cabbage with. You can cut biscuits with it. You can order them off Amazon. I've had this for 100 million years. I always used it when I made coleslaw. Because y'all know back in the day, you couldn't buy slaw already cut up in the bag. You had to chop your coleslaw up, or your cabbage up, to make your coleslaw. So, that's that. Okay, we got 4 more minutes on this, y'all. Oh yeah, Barbara Hanson. No, this is not Pampered Chef, and Pampered Chef does not have one that I know of. I've had this forever. If you Google stainless steel food chopper, I think that's what the name of this thing is. You'll see it on Amazon, and they're not expensive at all that I can remember, but they will last you forever. All right, Barbara Hanson's Pampered Chef party closed this morning. So if you still want any Pampered Chef, you'll have to contact me or Linda, and I will get you in contact with Linda. All right, somebody said you can buy this at Walmart. If you can, make sure it's stainless steel. If it's not, it'll rust. So always, yeah. I think this is a Rata one, and Rata makes really good stuff too. And I used to use it for a biscuit cutter too. You can use it for a lot of different things. I chop up a lot of stuff with it. But anyhow, Barbara Hanson, her party just closed this morning. And she wanted me to tell everybody thank you for all the orders. She had a pretty good party, and she'll be able to earn her some free stuff. And if anybody's interested in having a Pampered Chef party, you can contact that Linda on here. She's usually on one of my feeds here and there. Oh, okay, we got a prayer request coming through here. Brenda Sutton said she's in the emergency room. Please pray for her. She doesn't say what's wrong, but her name is Brenda Sutton. So call her name out in prayer, y'all. All right, we are frying right now. Oh, y'all can't hardly even see my air fryer. Let me turn this around here. We are cooking it at 350 degrees, and it says we got 2 more minutes left on this one. All right, let me put this onion away while we're counting down to 2 minutes. All right. Oh, now I gotta get way over here to talk to y'all. Let me get this. Let me move this camera right here so you can be sure to see this. Let me turn this light back on. Every time you do something, the light goes out. So we got 1 more minute, and we're going to open it, and that will make 30 minutes that that these have been cooking in there, and we've been rotating them around. Yeah, y'all pray for this. How can you find my stuffed mushroom recipe? I've done a couple videos, and I usually have it somewhere in the title. And I've done them just recently, and I'm probably going to be doing them again tomorrow because I got some mushrooms I got to use up. So I've made them a couple different ways, but I wrote them down the other day the way I made it, because he liked it. So I'm probably going to be making them tomorrow. And we're going to be on Fireside tonight at 8 o'clock. All right, so this is just ended. So let's just check this out again and make sure these things are done. Now those are the ones on the bottom. These are the ones on the top. And they're looking pretty good. I'm just going to have to cut into one, I guess. It's the only way you can figure out is if they're done. Because, you know, we put all that salsa in there. And when you have all that salsa in there, they're going to be good and juicy. I believe they are done. The hamburger looks done on all of them. So what I'm going to do is put my ketchup on there that I like. I don't know why I like this on there, but I love, and I know ketchup has got some carbs in it, but you know, like I said, low carb to us is anything less than McDonald's. So anything we can do to keep from eating a Big Mac, a large fry, apple pie, and a drink, we're calling that low carb. Because it's been helping us so far. Alright, let's get my little, I love this little brush right here, y'all. It's silicone. So the bristles don't come out in your food or anything, you know. Alright, we're just going to spread that around. That's going to make that real moist. And I'm going to put these back in there for a couple minutes and get that to cook up. And that way they'll cook a little bit more on the inside too. That one's going in. This one's going in. Alright. We're just going to put that there like that. That's going to be pretty much it on that, y'all. I know ketchup has a lot of sugar, but that's the only sugar we're having. So like I said, we're just cutting down. We're not cutting completely out. And our sugar numbers have been doing great. And I'm very happy about that. Mushroom recipe with canned ham. Sometimes if I get a lot of recipes, y'all, that people send me, and sometimes I'll glance at them, but then when I get more time, like usually on the weekend, sometimes I'll try to go back and read them. What did we put in our meatloaf? Our meatloaf today had ground beef. It had a cup of pork rinds in it. We cut them up because we're doing low carb, so we didn't want to use breadcrumbs. We put an egg in it. We put a jar of salsa, which contained our tomato sauce. And it's going to keep these things real moist. So we had our tomato sauce, our peppers and onions, and everything was right in the salsa. And yes, they do make sugar-free ketchup, which probably we will convert over to after we run out of the ketchup we already had. If you're just getting on, we made a cauliflower salad that looked like potato salad. It's in the refrigerator right now. Go back and watch the replay. And in the little oven here, we have the yeah, when I try to read comments and talk at the same time, I get distracted. Y'all know that, right? Anyhow, we're making meatloaf patties in here. And I got another cookbook and another apron in the mail today from my friend Ruth Hagerman. She has been steadily on that Amazon, y'all, and she's just been blessing me with all kind of aprons. And I don't know if this is number 5 that came today. I'll have to show it to y'all later. I wanted to wear this St. Patrick's Day one today. I'll wear this today and tomorrow. Alright, somebody said melt some cheese. I don't really like cheese on my meatloaf. I want ketchup on my meatloaf. This is the Pampered Chef air fryer that I'm showing you today. I really like it, y'all. It's real lightweight. I keep it over there on my other counter, and then when I get ready to cook for y'all, I bring it over here. Somebody said that they use crackers in their meatloaf. That's fine to do unless you're doing low carb. We're trying to do low carb recipes, so we're trying to substitute things that we would normally put crackers or panko crumbs or breadcrumbs in it to kind of be the binding material. But today we used pork rinds. We just crumbled them up. So it's a way that you can continue to eat the things that you like, but you got to find a different way that's not going to spike your blood sugar. And if you're not a diabetic, you're fine. You can use all that kind of stuff. But if you are diabetic and you're following me, that's what we're doing. Cauliflower salad is not in my cookbook. We just started eating low carb 2 weeks ago. And ketchup does have carbs in it. Ketchup has added sugar in it. But we already had this ketchup here, so I'm going to finish using it. And probably in the future, I will buy sugar-free ketchup. Yeah, you could use anything crushed up. You know, if you're not diabetic, you can use any kind. Potato chips, Cheerios, any kind of bread, crumbs, anything. You could toast a piece of toast or whatever. But because we're doing low carb, we're trying not to do that. All right, let me see if I need to rotate these one more time. Get this little claw here. Oh yeah, that's looking good now. We like them good and done and crunchy. All right, I'm just going to keep them in here. I'll show y'all them. Don't they look good with the ketchup on them? That's how I like them, y'all. Y'all can make them if you want something else on them. You can put something else on them. Yeah, we're not going to totally deprive ourselves, but our numbers are coming down. And We could have put some almond flour in here. That's true, Tammy. We could have done that. But, yeah, Cheerios are actually not that bad if you're... It's the only kind of cereal you should have if you're diabetic is Cheerios. But, y'all, I just can't eat one bowl of Cheerios, so I just don't eat them. That's how I solve that. I don't eat them. I don't like them that much that I've got to have them, because if they're in the cabinet, I want a bowl of cereal before I go to bed. Okay, somebody said increase the temperature. I'm just they're done now, y'all. I'm just going to leave them in here. Actually, I can turn this thing off. I'm just going to leave them in there till Tony comes in to eat. And yes, if you didn't see earlier, that's parchment paper. I bought this pack on Amazon for about $10. There's 200 sheets in here. This is an 8x8 and they have holes already in them. This is wonderful. This is a lifesaver. If you have an air fryer, you need these. They make different shapes and sizes. If you have the basket air fryer, they make a shape for a basket. I have the trays, so I bought the ones for trays. And they're pretty thick too, y'all. So that was well worth it. I'm loving that. All right, I'll see y'all all tonight, 8 o'clock for fireside chat. Until then, y'all have a good evening. Good night. I mean, not good night. See you later. See you later.